Yo, so these are some of the things I think about, like, whenever people are like, oh, your license is starting to expire, you know, you got to get that registered, you know, you got to get your license, you know, oh, your boat registration, that's coming up soon. And like when I'm fishing in the inlet, I have my license to fish and stuff, but you know, authority figures will come out of their way and be like, hey man, you got your fishing license. There's no problem with that, but it's like hard not to think about the illegal behaviors that have already happened to me. It's like every time I get some petty question like, oh man, do you have your whistle with that kayak? You know, for your safety? You know, and a lot of the times the person asking me probably doesn't know I'm probably a stronger swimmer than that person. I'm not saying that with pride. I probably am. Probably doesn't know I literally saved a lifeguard's life with two other grown people out of a rip one time. A lot of the police were there to witness it. One of the chief of police, Officer Summers, witnessed it. I grabbed a board and swam them in. It's like to me it's funny at this point. I'm thinking in my head like here I am being questioned like, where's my legal right to fish, which I have, you know, I paid for it and it's up to date. But I can't help but think like, well, what about you know, you're here to serve and protect, right? Like what about my protection out, devil? What about my protection, you know, from being lied about, having to like escape all that crap that happened to me in Birmingham? Like it's just, you know, those are some of the battles I've gone through. I've forgiven it. Like I literally left it with God, you know, my God, but it's like part of my testimony, so I need to share more about it, and I'm trying to do that the right way. Yeah. And by the way, a lot of people don't know this about my story, but when I went all the way back home to Key West, Florida, and one of my family members didn't want me to be there, but the one who had authority, which was my mother, didn't tell me to leave. So I'm having this like sibling battle with someone, and I go on top of my van once, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna leave, because my mom was inside the shower taking a shower while I was having a sibling battle with one of my siblings at the front door, who's now a Marine. God bless the Marines. But that doesn't get, just because you're in the military, does that give you now all of a sudden like you get special privileges? Like, aren't you supposed to protect the citizens? Like, I love my little sister regardless. Like, but my point is like the hypocrisy that goes through my mind as I think about it. I've forgiven, you know, it's all in God's hands at this point, because like you can't hold on to that. But you know, you're supposed to share your testimony, and so yeah, I rebuked a Jezebel spirit that day when I went to my house or whatever, and I had this interaction with my little sister. She didn't want me doing my laundry there. I was literally there like to just do laundry, and I told her, I was like, listen, if mom wants me to go, I'll leave, but I don't think she does, you know. I haven't heard her tell me to leave. Like, we'll talk, you know, you don't have the authority. Oh man, that pissed her off. And then for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to come back later. So my mom hadn't told me to leave at this point. That's when I stand on top of my van and I rebuke the Jezebel spirit over my household. And if you think that's crazy, well, I think you're crazy for standing on top of your van and yelling at a football game. I'm glad we can agree to disagree, you know? But keep your hands to yourself. You know, you learned that in kindergarten, right? So, after I rebuked the Jezebel spirit over my house, I said, I rebuke this Jezebel spirit. I command it to go in the name of Jesus. And it was like shortly after that. I kid you not. Like literally I was filmed. Like one of my siblings filmed me on top of my van. Yeah, I was on top of my van. Yeah, I have the right to stand on top of my van. I built a platform up there. Maybe I'm going to go stand on top of it right now. Like, all right, like, and hold up the peace sign, you know? Maybe I'll wave a huge smiley face banner on top of it. But a lot of people don't know, I rebuked the Jezebel spirit over my own household before my mom died. And then that's when I show up just a few weeks later, or just a few days later or something. At that point, she initiated like going to go file the petition and everything, right? And she used the way that I was apparently threatening to kill someone is I was trying to get a gun, my grandfather's shotgun actually, that was stolen from me during this time on my dad's side. Okay, so my uncle, who's the executor of the estate, he thinks my dad owes him like $10,000. How do I know if he didn't take that out on me, working with my older sister, who changed her last name to Brown? How do I know that they didn't just like, you know, I'm not saying that they stole money from me, but it definitely seems like there's some stuff going on here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was trying to get another gun out of my room. I already had a shotgun in my van that I bought with like a trade or something. And then I was trying to go get my grandfather's special Remington 1100, really nice semi-automatic shotgun that was special to me because my papa gave it to me. And of course, I don't know, that was taken to the police station. I've called them trying to get it back. I'm like, why should I have to go get something that someone else took illegally, that stole from me? And because they're in the military now, like, do they get special privileges? Like, I'm just trying to get what's right done to me. That's it. You know what I mean? So, you know, if anyone out there is in the military industrial complex, I highly say that there should be an audit to take place in the Birmingham region. You know, just investigate, see what's going on. Some of those hospitals have way too much power. And I firsthand experienced it. And I'm so glad I'm right here, right now, making this video. So have a great day. God bless.